Whoops, what is happening? Hey, we're live, alright. Oh boy, it's gonna be a rough show. Oh, I should probably bring up chat.
Wait, where do you get the options to do that?
I think I changed it for...
Is that on Twitch you pick it?
No, it's in the streaming software.
Oh, okay.
Twitch, I think when you're streaming through like Xbox One or PS4, it just does it automatically.
Yeah.
I like automatically.
Okay. I don't think I have anything to talk about here at the beginning, and I only have a couple hours before pup, so...
Alright, let's do this thing.
Let's kick this pig.
Indeed.
Yeah. Alright, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Going around the room, we have Knobs.
Heyo!
And we have the Hannah.
Hi.
Apologies if you hear my cats fighting behind me. The larger guy sounds like a lady screaming when he meows. So,
Oh boy.
without further ado, no one's getting murdered. Knobs.
That would have been such better as a surprise.
Yeah. That was a fun discovery on the drive home when we adopted him. Meow. The other one sounds like a ray gun when he decides to meow. It's just meow.
Oh, that's great. Oh,
Catcast is over.
In full
Knobs,
swing.
what have you been playing?
I don't know. I don't play it soft.
It's so for everybody. We're having a
It's
real
everywhere.
we're having a
It's-
real sleepy cast here.
This is why we don't record on Saturdays.
Yeah, take a day to kind of.
Sorry, I got married last year.
God, how dare you?
Like
I know, right?
Trying to no matter how I go move, and it's just gonna fall back in my face because
Got that swoop, son.
I don't know. I just want. Oh, look at this.
Everybody should watch the live stream to see Knobs fighting with his hair.
It's just whatever. Hey, I played some video games this week
Hey, all
outside
right. I did
outside
too.
of learning how to comb my coif or whatever. But oh, where?
Monday night, Friday
Yes.
night,
No, I missed Friday night.
Monday night.
'Cause I was out at the 16-bit arcade in Lakewood on Detroit Road. I think it's 15012 Detroit Avenue. I
Okay.
think. Whatever. Go there. It's a cool place. All the games are free to play, except for the pinball tables. You got to throw 50 cents in those busters. But it's a good time. Well, that's why I was there for Friday night. Monday night, normal, good time.
Never
Come
a
join
bad
us.
time.
Come join us. And I think, yeah, because I think I played it later that week after a stupid long DOA session with Tom Gamer and myself.
Oh yeah.
And we played again. Then it was pretty much Scott and Donnie on a 4-wheeler trying to run over people for like two matches in a row. That's all they did.
I mean, you gotta have goals.
They were sitting there giggling like little kids. It was so funny. And then Tom and I tried to hunt them. Like I'd shoot them with a rocket launcher, then they'd run me over like their bodies or whatever. But yeah, it was. We just make our own fun in that game. Doesn't even matter what's going on. We're just having a blast.
Nice.
But yeah. So Battlefield's always a good time. If we're on, you feel like playing some Battlefield, join us because we have a lot of fun, even on off nights.
Always a friendly face.
It is. It is. It's always it's almost turned into comfort food gaming for us or
Yeah.
anything else. Like, what do you want to do? I don't know. Want to play Battlefield? Okay,
Yeah, sure.
whatever. Okay.
Just popping in your favorite movie and taking a nap.
So, I played significantly more of the Halo Master Chief Collection.
Oh yeah.
I just got through the Flood.
In Halo 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
So getting to the bad part.
Yeah, that part sucked.
Uh huh.
I can't tell you how many times I got lost and not knowing where to go, and I streamed almost all of it.
Nice.
And let me see, there was I think a Tuesday. Like I had a really long session where I got through the place where I was stuck before with these terrible checkpoints where I lost 2.5, 3 hours of progress.
Oh, fun!
At one point, and I was livid. I was losing. I was so angry, and I got Mackie like needling me through Gmail. Like, oh, what happened? What's going on?
Oh, you love it?
No, I know why you hate the game, huh? Have fun.
Monster.
We got great friends, don't we?
Yeah.
So anyway, I got through that part. Then I got to the underground thing where it's seeming like every elevator just took me down, and I don't know how I landed. Did I go through through the ring to the other side to the other garden? Like I don't understand. I don't remember how I made it back to the surface.
Halo.
So anyway, I'm fighting this flood thing, and I'm getting messages like, "You stick with the shotgun, stick with the shotgun, stick with the shotgun," and I don't know. I don't care.
I just finish it.
Like it's that shotgun shoots muffins and the assault rifle shoots BBs. Like it
just shoots
nothing
muffins and sadness.
Does muffins sprinkled with sadness. Like it's the worst. Like every gun that I've used in that game just has no stopping power at all. Like I'm supposed to be this badass dude just rolling through this game, and it just I feel I'm shooting non-lethal ordnance at everything.
Just grunts like, yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, and then Wheatley's got to take a jab at me at some point where
he's the worst.
He's like, "Oh, you brought these weapons to handle the flood? You're really ill-equipped." I was like, how about you throw it on this eye laser cannon, bro?
Yeah, like, do something.
And then the swarm will come out and they're shooting all the things, and they're not even killing these things with any effectiveness. Like, all right, you shot this thing 3 times and I still have to kill it? You suck.
Like, everybody sucks here.
So I'm in that part in the base where I'm going through whatever, and I'm lost as usual, so whatever. I started playing it, I think it was Thursday. Yeah, Thursday I took like a really long day and did nothing but play, or tried, I was going to try and finish Halo 1. On Thursday, I played 20 minutes of it, I think I streamed it, and then I get invite from Time Gamer, do you want to play DOA? Yes! All right.
Yes, please.
So, I streamed 5 hours.
Whoa.
That's a lot of streaming.
A 5-hour fight session, and we had someone from Twitch send us a message saying, "Hey, can we join?" Yeah, sure. Shoot me a message. I'll give you an invite.
Nice.
Well, that's pretty alright.
So then we had some random dude in there for like the last hour or so, but I remember we started, man, it had been like 3 o'clock? Something like that. Like, it was light out, and next thing you know, like, we didn't know it was 4 hours that went by, it's dark, and we're like, what happened?
I'm so hungry.
No, I think because I really had to use the bathroom at that point. Like, I can't hold it, I can't concentrate, I can't think, and I think I streamed some today, too, but it doesn't matter, but, so I finally figured out how to do the archive all, so all that stuff's saving on Twitch now.
Nice.
And then exporting it to YouTube, so I just had to verify my YouTube account. Whatever
nice.
That code was.
That's easy.
So there is a 5-hour video.
Yeah.
How many
fights?
How did YouTube split that up? Into
it does
2 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour.
Yeah. Oh, okay, nice. I get 15-minute videos on mine.
Oh, weird.
It says it's supposed to break it up in 15-minute segments, and I'm like, 5 to 50, that's a lot of videos.
Yeah.
But no, I broke it down to this, and like the first one failed. I was like, I'll give it another shot. There's successful. I'm like, really? Okay.
That happens to me all the time. It's like, I'm going to export, and you get an email. It's like, no, that failed. And it's like, I'll try again. It's like, hey, that worked. All right.
Yeah, for no reason.
And you're like, sure that Did I label it weird or something this time?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Man.
Other Jay-Z in chat asked, what is that Twitch name anyway, Knobs? It is JKnob33.
33. So, yeah.
Everywhere. Everywhere you want to find him.
Yeah, I'm pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
So I've been told.
Well, you're tall. You know,
I'm
stand
not-
out
I'm
in the
not-
crowd.
The incognito is not one of my skills.
That is very true.
You
I
didn't
am-
invest in the stealth tree.
Well, no. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. If I'm being sneaky or not, I'm still conspicuous as hell.
Yeah,
like it's
that's true.
Everyone thinks I'm up to something too, which
I'm just walking, man.
just hanging out.
Just living my life.
Just hanging out. Look over there. I steal your French fry.
Gotcha.
Ooh, are those mac and cheese bites? Nom nom. Like, yeah, I was in rare form last night. You can tell by how hoarse my voice is. So, oh, good times. So, anyway, so let's go back to the 16-bit arcade. So, I played at this place. I played Tapper,
Nice.
which was actually had a Budweiser sticker on the
Nice.
cabinet.
Not root beer tapper, the real tapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I played Tapper. Double Dragon is atrocious.
Yeah.
The first
Oh
one?
my-
It's a bad
Yes!
game.
It's rough. It has not aged well.
No.
No, and I feel like I totally like. There's more that. Why punch left, punch right? I'm like, oh no,
Oh no.
Yeah.
oh no, and everything has more reach than you. Even
Yes.
with the whip, the enemies have more reach than you. I'm like,
Yep.
all right, I'm done. I'm out. I'll catch you later.
You can tell
Uh,
all the design decisions they made in that game were how can we pull quarters out of kids' pockets?
Absolutely.
Oh man, you're designed to fail. If that was free to play, I probably would have spent. And I only played maybe 4 or 5 continues, and I had barely made it out of the first stage. I'm like, yeah, this is
Yeah.
frustrating. I wish eSWAT was there because I would have loved to play that last night.
Oh,
because
man.
my favorite games, arcade games. I ate a lot of quarters when I was a kid. Played the Aliens game. That side scroller was so good.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
But they had a fully operational X-Men arcade and Simpsons arcade. Like, you know,
Ooh,
like
nice.
they were face to face. They were really cool. But yeah, so I played that. A couple pinball tables, the Twilight Zone table,
Ooh,
and
classic.
Construction Zone, which I've never played before, which is really fun.
I don't know if I played Construction Zone.
Yeah, that was a really good table. I like that one a lot. I
Is that
wish
the one
there-
with the 2 heads on it?
Yes.
That's okay. So that is like Red and Something's Construction Zone. That's one of my favorite pinball tables of all time.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
like nobody has ever played it.
Yeah. Well, it's at this arcade, so
Well, getting a plane ticket.
it's yeah. Come back to town, dude. That's
Yeah.
a good place to check out.
Well, the arcade I we had when I was growing up in the Great Lakes Mall in beautiful Mentor, Ohio. That was like one of their 2 pinball tables, and that table is awesome.
No, that was a good one. I remember, like, 'cause, I mean, the only pinball tables I really sunk any time into wasn't at the arcades; it was at the bars.
Yeah, like
Because
bars
that-
and bowling alleys.
Well, I mean, that's where I would get drugged to when I was a kid. Like, my parents are going to get tanked and watch football, and they're going to give me like a roll of quarters, and I'm going to play pinball all
Yeah,
day.
for as long as you can.
Yep.
Or that one. What was that one? The truck game, like the off road. I think it was called.
Yeah,
It
the
had the 4
Iron,
wheels
Ivan
on it.
Iron Man's off road.
Yes.
Yeah. That game was so good. Oh man.
Or playing Outrun at the ground round in the waiting lobby.
Oh, the ground round. Holy crap. My ground round had Mortal Kombat in it,
Oh.
and Pit Fighter.
What?
Oh, Pit Fighter.
See, my experience with Pit Fighter was that was at the skate station where the roller skating, where we'd all be on roller skates playing Pit Fighter.
So
Like,
okay, so hold on. You had Skate Station. I had United Skates of America. Hannah, what was yours called?
Oh God.
They all
I
had
don't.
puns.
We had like the local like what are they called? Like the park district had like a skating rink, but we didn't have
so it
like
wasn't
a
like a
Yeah.
a warehouse they turned into something.
yeah. So we didn't have any of that stuff. We had a lot of like little like miniature golf places. We had Hollywood Park and oh God, Haunted Trails and its sister location Western Trails.
Haunted Trail sounds awesome.
Haunted Trails is fantastic.
Western Trail sounds kind of lame.
Yeah. Western Trail, I will defend Western Trails because that was the first arcade I ever went to.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It was the best. My dad would take us up there because it was like a 5-minute drive from our house, and it was a ton of fun. We'd play some mini golf, and then he'd like let us loose in the arcade, and he'd play like Tapper and like Donkey Kong. I'd play like the T2 machine and like shooting dudes. It's awesome.
Miniature golf arcades were awesome.
They still are. We still got the Haunted Trails is still open.
Oh man, probably has the same arcade machines.
Yeah, it's actually so is Hollywood Park now that I think about it.
Huh.
Yeah, so I think Swayze thing still has a significant arcade still.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they have like the really cool. Now they got like paintball and the go karts and the batting cages. I was there for the batting cages when we would go as a team. All the guys be hitting. I'd be in the arcade playing Street Fighter 2. Like,
yeah.
And I'd always that machine stole so many pairs of batting gloves because I would always forget them like on like the little thing.
Yeah, on the little marquee.
Yeah. Speaking of marquee, so the game I played some Marvel's Capcom 2, and that game is beat. That game is wore out. That needs some love to get that thing running back right. And they got the Street Fighter 4 machine right next to it too.
Oh, nice.
So that was kind of cool to see that an actual setup for it. It had cup holders and stuff like in it.
That's pretty cool.
It was really cool. It was a really good adult arcade. But the game I spent the most time with before I broke it was Shinobi.
Oh, nice.
Now Shinobi, like, all right, this goes way back. Like when the Master System, like Shinobi was my game. Like I would get to the last level. I could never beat the last guy because you could only do it in one life.
Yeah, you had one shot to do it.
Because you get one shot through because you die. Like every level or every like hostage you save, like gives you like either like a little bit extra health or an upgraded weapon to the point where you have like a little gun and like he holds like this like
pew pew.
Right. So I'm playing it. I'm like, oh my god, this is the same. So I'm running through it, and like the buttons are worn out, and the timing's like all weird, like trying to like the jump, Oh, what the hell was the first guy's name? Ken Ho. So he has those like blobby fireballs that snake around in no discernible order at all.
Yeah.
But you have to jump and hit him in the like the glowy face bits. So like I get through him, and then I get frustrated at the part with the the blue ninjas. I hate the blue ninjas, like the jumpy spinning ninjas.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So I'm like they kept killing me in the same spot. I'm like, God! I just shook the machine a little bit, and down comes the marquee.
Never change knobs.
Right. So it's like God, like, and it just goes, it's like the screw fell first, and I'm like, oh no! And then down comes the plastic piece that holds the marquee, and then the marquee comes out, and I catch it. I was like, I look around, and there's this bridal party just rolling behind me. I'm like, help! And I'm like, I lost. Like I was fighting the black turtle helicopter. I'm like, no! So I'm like holding this up, like trying to continue.
Oh, awesome!
So then I lost my continue. So I get this thing, and it's held on by one screw that literally holds 2 threads. Like it's long, and just like 2 threads grab. And I'm like, oh. So I like get it back in, wedge, and I'm like, all right, I'm out.
See you later.
But man, that was a fun time. I really loved playing Shinobi. Like I remember like the exact jump spots and stuff to catch the guys laying down or whatever. It's oh man, the game looks really good, really good. Like I played the crappy Master System version for years.
Yeah.
And never really. I think played Shinobi 2 in the arcade was the only one I ever really saw. But this one was awesome. It was awesome.
Very cool.
But that was pretty much my adventures in gaming this week, and I streamed a lot of stuff.
Go check it out. Hannah, what about you?
Oh, just the usual. Played a bunch of Destiny.
We played a bunch of Destiny.
We did play a bunch of Destiny, and we...
Teamwork,
yay! So yeah, we of course did the weekly heroic and nightfall. Ironically enough, we did the nightfall in probably half the time it took us to do the heroic.
Yeah, it went poorly.
Shaking the cobwebs off.
Yeah,
So-
low risk.
Shaking the cowboys off. You guys play this game every day.
Yeah, but you know, I don't play
I
that
hadn't
strike
played
very
it
often.
that day.
No, it's one of those things where
I didn't
like
play it that day.
it's one of those things where like you compare the Nightfall and the weekly, and you're like, that's the weekly. I got this. And from the very beginning, we were just hot turds.
Yeah.
Like just we couldn't have been performing any worse. And the random dude we picked up was very clearly like, guys, you got to get your stuff together.
Yeah.
Like, we're not gonna make it. Like, we didn't have voice chat or anything, but at some point he just kind of stopped making rezzing us a priority.
Yeah.
It was just like, hey, look, I'm just gonna do it myself. You guys can sit over there.
Yeah, and I couldn't blame him one bit.
No, we were bad.
Hop on the train, boys. Taking you for a ride.
Yeah, it's like when you mentioned that, it's like it's a confidence thing. It's like, oh yeah, we got this. It's arc burn. I got a bunch of arc weapons. We're gonna destroy stuff. Nope, not at all. But then we ended up two-manning the Nightfall and just being super careful about the whole thing. Well, you were super careful about the whole thing. I'm a little I'm a little more daring.
Yeah, you know, it's somebody's got to be, you know, the crazy cop. Someone's got to be the straight cop standing in the car.
Somebody's got to be the bait.
Yeah, exactly.
That's usually
just drawing them out, and I'm headshotting them.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it was wild. That first encounter, the Nightfall was Sepix Prime. That first encounter where you just have those 3 waves of enemies is a beast.
Rough stuff.
Yeah, because they will just decimate. They will tear you apart.
The actual bosses of that strike are easy.
Yeah. The bosses are a joke.
Not the regular enemies.
The regular enemies will just wipe the floor with you. But yeah, we utilized a strategy we both saw separately on Reddit
earlier that day.
Yeah, just we work in IT. We don't actually do anything. We just surf Reddit.
Wink.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a nice little spot where you can hide and just poke at the last boss of that, and it took us maybe an hour and a half to get through both of them.
Yeah, probably total. Yeah,
half hour to get through the Nightfall.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
It was good. What was the you got a good drop out of that, didn't you?
Oh, I got an exotic chess piece. I already had one that had better roll on it, so
yeah, I ended up with what was it, Red 9?
Yep.
It's a good hand cannon. Haven't used it yet, just because I got Thorn. I mean, come on.
Yeah, come on.
And then Zur shows up on Friday. And lo and behold, he's selling icebreakers. So before I go to work, I was like, I'm not going to have a moment's peace this weekend. I'm never going to get to him.
Yep.
It's like 6 in the morning. I got my Vita out. Like,
got to get my icebreaker, son.
She's still asleep, right? All right, cool. I'm going to go do this.
Just sitting over there, just like by the light of the screen, just whispering at her, like, icebreaker. She's like, shut up and go back to bed.
Yeah.
Take 5.
But man, icebreaker.
Yeah, that's a nice gun. I love the ammo recharge. It's so nice.
I can't wait until you unlock the, kill somebody with it and they explode.
Oh yeah, because I got that on my golden gun already. Mm-hmm. If I can do that twice, that's awesome.
Yes.
Just crowds of enemies just dead. Oh, it's gonna be good. Played a little bit more, trying to get my my Murmur fusion rifle leveled up. I need to get Crotus Bane reputation, which is just
the worst.
I hate those missions. They're just awful.
Yeah, there's not nearly enough variety for how much reputation you need to feed her.
Yeah, it's crazy. Once I get to 3, I'm stopping though. I don't care after that. I just need my core, and
once I get to 3, I just use those missions for experience.
Yeah,
and I get rep, but
But who cares? Yeah. So yeah, that was my Destiny addiction this week.
Nice.
We had Wednesday night game night, and it was pretty short. It was only a few of us there. It was me, Mr. Zaz, Tina Sil for a little while, and Knives 311 showed up right at the tail end, but ended up having to download a patch for Injustice. So by the time we finished that, we were done. So yeah, I set up a room in Injustice and forgot to make it private.
Oh.
Ooh.
So we played King of the Hill and got destroyed by just
obliterated.
2 randoms came in and we're all, we're just messing around. Like, we're not really good at that.
We're just funning around, man.
Yeah, like, who cares?
Yeah,
These
those
guys
do.
roll up. It's like like a level 52 and like a level 47. Like, they've been playing it that long. And the one guy, we decided to like leave, like abandon the room and go make a private match after I had to fight him and he was Green Lantern. And Green Lantern has a fun little move where he can just grab you with the ring and slam you. You guys remember, was it Rain in Mortal Kombat 3 where you can do the lightning thing over and over, and if you time it right, you just stun lock him to death? It was basically that.
Oh, how fun. The E Honda trick.
Yeah, it was basically like, this isn't fun for anybody. I'm not putting up a fight.
I don't have the controller in my hands anymore.
Yeah, I'm done. So we ended up doing a private match for like the last half hour of it, and it ended up being pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's still a pretty fun game, but we're still looking for something with a little more meat on the bone, Fighting game can only take you so far, I think, with a bigger group. If you just like doing one-on-ones like, Knobs is doing against 700, it works out well if it's just a consistent match between two people, but as a group game, there's too much downtime in Injustice because you're doing, one-on-one and then everybody else is just watching.
Yeah.
So, we gladly take suggestions in the forums if anybody's got any great ideas or really strong opinions about any multiplayer games on PS4. And the only other game I played this week was one of our free games for PS Plus this month, Ollie Ollie 2.
Ah.
And it's super good because it's basically just Ollie Ollie with more stuff.
Nice.
It's a little prettier and it's got a little more stuff in it. I'm trying to remember. I haven't played Ollie Ollie in a while. Did they have manuals in the original?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so they added that.
Okay, that's nice.
Which is it's ruining me. Because now I have to run every time perfect. Like I can't do two combos in a run. It's just got to be one continuous combo.
Yeah, naturally.
Otherwise, it's madness. So triangle button's getting a workout because I got to restart every time I land a trick.
I like that they are moving closer to destroying our lives like Tony Hawk 2 and 3 did.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's getting real bad. I went through the first section of levels, and now I'm trying to do the pro levels that I've unlocked.
Oh boy.
And I just can't. I have one challenge left on the first pro level, and I can't get my score high enough because I keep I do a manual at like the wrong spot where I should be like trying to do a grind, and I just run into something and destroy my combo completely. I'm just like, no, I need to I just need 1.6 million. That's all I need.
I'm not asking for a lot, man.
It's just 1.6 million. It's, more than double the highest score I've gotten in any other course. So whatever. Yeah, that'll be fine.
I just downloaded that
1.4
today.
million, so I'm close.
Oh, nice.
What? Oh.
I just downloaded that today. The first one never really clicked with me, but I'm eager to give this second one a chance to see if it kind of does anything for me the second time around.
See, are you doing it on Vita or are you doing it on PS4?
PS4.
Okay. If you have a hard time with it on PS4, they do say that display lag, like your displays are
right.
could have an impact. So if you don't like it on there, I would download it for Vita and try it there.
Okay.
Because it's going to be a better experience potentially. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's all I played this week. It was pretty light.
I did not have a lot of time to play stuff this week. It's one of those horrible weeks at work. I forgot to mention while we were talking about Destiny, I ran Crota's End.
Nice.
On Thursday. So for those not in the Destiny know, this is the second raid in the game. That raid is fast.
Yeah.
We got to the boss in under 30 minutes.
Holy cow.
I didn't realize, because Bungie's whole thing about Vaults of Glass, the first raid, is really kind of your traditional MMO raid. In how it's designed and its length, and it's a pretty meaty experience. With Crota's End, they really wanted to go for, they said, an action movie feel.
Okay.
And that is very accurate, because you are consistently either running or moving or as a squad moving from one place to another. I mean, you're not really planting yourself down and fighting something. There's always something going on. We got all the way to Crota, and we did a couple of attempts and could not take him down. there were 2 people that were new, including myself, and then 4 people that had run Crota a bunch of times. So they were kind of... The raid itself is fairly straightforward, but they were kind of helping us through understanding it. Crota was just being weird. I mean, it's one of those boss fights where the boss is continually doing something that it shouldn't be doing, and just we couldn't get our stuff together.
Bummer.
And then someone I didn't know who was in the party sort of had a hissy fit and left. So,
bummer.
And that was the person who was carrying the sword for the boss fight. So that was fun. We still have the checkpoint, so hopefully we can get together again and kind of finish that up. But it seems like a really fun raid to run. If you know it, you can just kind of bang it out pretty quickly, get some cool loot, and then kind of be on your way. So
Nice.
The only other game I played this week is The Order 1886.
Yeah?
I played probably about 2 or 3 more hours of it, so by all extents, I am more than sure that I'm about halfway through.
Okay.
Oh boy, The Order.
So
So
let's hear it.
first off, it is consistently, stunningly beautiful. The sound design is great. Voice acting is outstanding. The lip syncing is... I want them to sell that middleware. I don't know if they've made it. I don't know if they're using something else. Share that, because it's some of the best.
Nice.
It doesn't look like, lip flaps. It looks like each individual character has their own speaking style. It's crazy. I think there's a really interesting story going on underneath, but I feel like they haven't, and I'm about halfway through this game, and I feel like they haven't really given enough background into what's happening. Like at this point, I'm going from one place, sort of outside of this city area, into a hospital, kind of in the middle of this. They keep calling them rebels. I don't know what they're fighting against. Like I know who the other bad guys are, but I fought a couple of them, but I genuinely, they're like, well, these damned rebels, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. They're fighting against us, maybe. I don't know. Are we the bad guys? I don't know. Anywho, a lot of that game is really rough. There's a part after you finish like the first big mission, and then you go and you're walking around wherever your headquarters are. I don't know, but it's beautiful. I just remembered I played another game. And you're walking around and things are cool, and there's a lot of really well designed stuff, but you go in the basement and you go talk to Tesla. And Tesla, of course, makes all your weapons and all your gear and everything. But this game, I feel like there's a little bit too much of this game being in love with itself, because I'm sure you guys have seen GIFs on the internet of your character holding something and like turning your wrist around all weird.
Yeah.
So when you go down to Tesla, he's like, yeah, just look around, I've got some stuff to do. I was like, no, I've got stuff to do. Like, can we get moving on this? So you have to go around and you have to look at like 4 or 5 things. You pick them up and you're like, oh, ooh, a gun. And then you put it back down. And you do that with like 4 or 5 things. And he's like, all right, I'm ready. And then you shoot a sniper rifle and you're on your way. And it's sort of like, could we maybe not? Like, I know you're like a 6 to 8 hour game, but like, can I get back to maybe shooting things?
That'd be nice.
But then when I go shoot things, you're going around. So this game is a continual string of missed opportunities, because this should be a 2-player co-op game, because you are at any point always with another character in the game.
So it kind of pulled a Bulletstorm a little bit.
Yeah, but it's literally set up like Gears of War, where you're always both of you are pushing a cart to climb up on somewhere else, and he's going over to this other way to go up top this building to cover your fire, and it's just like, yeah, great. Like, why isn't that another human? Okay, fine. You know what? Fine.
Netcode was broken? Who knows?
Yeah, like, that's not the thing for me to get upset about. It would have been great and probably would have helped this game a lot, but
yeah,
fine. And So I go to this part, and you get not really ambushed by a bunch of rebels, but you're gonna get a bunch of waves of rebels coming in and shooting at you. And the game is actually fairly intelligent about, there's two ways you can do it. You can go up in this upper sort of shack, and there's a sniper rifle in there, and the guy that's with you says, okay, cool, I'll cover down below. Mm-hmm. Or if you do the reverse, you go down below and you pick up a handgun, he'll go, okay, cool, I'll cover up top, and he picks up the sniper rifle. So you're kind of covering both angles.
Yeah.
But the worst enemies in this game are dudes with shotguns.
Aren't they always?
Oh my, because they will come up silently and then just blow your face off with a shotgun. And this game has a down but not out, which they call Blackwater. And basically, you fall down, and then it takes you a couple seconds, and it gives you an option. I think you just hit triangle, and you drink the stuff, and you pop back up. But if you go down but not out again, you're dead. And then you go back to the checkpoint. Or, if you're down but not out, and you haven't gotten the chance to drink this magical whatever, and an enemy shoots you once, you're dead. And the game was not checkpointing in this encounter.
Oh, God.
So I would get near the end, and I would be sniping up top. My buddy, who is a shotgunner, ran right past, wouldn't kill the shotgunner, and this dude would just come up and then I'm just down. So it took me like 3 or 4 attempts spread across 2 days to get through that. And then like I'm mowing through the rest of these guys.
Yeah.
Except for one encounter where I'm dragging this guy, and hey, Gears of War. You're dragging a guy, and you have your pistol out, and you're shooting some dudes above you with just your pistol, and you're moving slowly, and then I feel like I'm doing an okay job, and then a guy comes out and throws a grenade at me, and we die. But the thing is, like, the game never, as soon as the dude came out with the grenade, you couldn't shoot anymore. So I'm like, did I screw something up? Like, what sort of feedback are you not giving me? And then I go and I do it again, and I succeed. And I'm just like, what is happening?
What are you trying to tell me, game? That's the worst.
So like, when the game is not doing that stuff, I'm having an okay time with it because I'm kind of treating it like a summer popcorn movie. You know, where it's not the deepest movie you're going to see.
No.
I'm not playing Inception, I'm playing Transformers.
Yeah.
You know, like, I am loath to make movie comparisons, but that's what you're getting. It's not as bad as a Michael Bay film, but, you know, there's a little bit of introspection here.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's a fairly shallow experience as of so far. So, you know, I'm going to finish it because, you know, I only have like 2 or 3 more hours to put into it. But as of this point, I'm not... This is not the game I was hoping it to be, and I had very low expectations because I didn't get caught up in the hype train for this game. It seemed too dangerous.
It looked cool. It looks so cool.
And it's beautiful. I mean, It is so good. The frame rate is rock solid the whole time. It is... There's like no texture pop in. There's nothing... Like, you can get right up on a texture and it looks outstanding. I mean, just... How the game is presenting itself is amazing. It's just not really that much fun to play. And this probably would have been okay as a launch game. Like, that's probably the biggest issue with this generation is, like, a lot of these games that we're getting now would have been great as launch games where it's like, oh my god, the PS4 looks so good. Oh, and I don't have very many other games, so I'll play it on the harder difficulty. You know, like, that would have been okay, but it's not great.
They think it missed its window for the type of game it was.
I think either it should have come out on launch or it should have stayed in the oven for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I think if it doesn't totally poop the bed, I think I'd be really excited for another order, just to see them come and like, all right, we made the first one, we have the engine, we have all this stuff. Now let's make, you know, the 10 to 12 hour 15-hour third-person shooter with co-op and maybe a little bit of multiplayer here, you know, some horde mode stuff. You know, I don't want them to ape Gears too much because we don't want every third-person shooter to be Gears, but, you know, take some cues from how Gears really extended its play throughout as much stuff as it did.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would make that game a lot stronger. You know, without having finished 1886, but, you know. And the other game I've been playing, actually, because Ubisoft just released another huge patch for it, probably the last one, is Assassin's Creed Unity.
Oh, yeah?
You know which game is actually pretty good, now that it works? Is Assassin's Creed Unity.
That's what I hear.
First off, it's beautiful. I think AC4 was probably a little bit better looking, just because the water looked really good. There were a lot less people. You know, they could push that engine a little bit. You know, there's amazing architecture. There's huge crowds. There's still some crowd problems. There's still some Assassin's Creed problems.
Yeah,
you know, like,
always is.
I try to go in this mission, and you have to go to this back area every time you even look at a guard. You're kicked out of the entire mission. You know, there's stuff
weird.
like that. But the frame rate has been smoothed out, at least as far as I've been playing. Haven't run into any weird bugs. You know, I'm not falling through the ground or anything like that. I really, really, really like the new traversal system. So the biggest thing for me that they changed in this game is, you know, the problem you always had with Assassin's Creed is, like, you're running across a rooftop and then your character just shoots off the rooftop into nothing and you just die. And you're just like, I'm holding straight. Like, I'm holding straight R2 and X. Like, how did you... So the great part about that is you cannot do that anymore.
That's good.
If you run up to the lip of a building and there is nothing safe under there, you will just stop dead in your tracks. The cool thing about it is, you know, if you're holding R2 and you hold X, that's always been your traverse up a building button. Great thing now is on the PS4, if you hold circle, he traverses down the building. And what's great is it's basically the same thing, but completely in reverse, in that you just hold down and R2 and circle, and you are just flipping and going down the building incredibly safely. And that sounds like such a minor thing, but when you're chasing somebody, when you're trying to get away from guards or whatnot, you are just up and down all these buildings all this time, running through buildings, hopping in and out of windows, and it finally feels like, at least to me, that parkour stuff that I feel like they've always been trying to get to in this game, and now it's just hold this button to go up, hold this button to go down, and not only does it look cool, but you don't have to worry about it being Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Right.
Where, like, you're running along and you jump up on a box and now you can't get down. Oh, it's crazy. And then people are shooting at you. It's just switch your thumb to the other button and then you're off the box and you're off and running. So way cooler from that perspective. So far, not enough modern day stuff for me. I know I'm one of the 10 people in the world that wants modern day Assassin's Creed stuff. But I like modern day Assassin's Creed stuff.
It's not bad.
Yeah, you know.
I like it.
But so far it's been good. It's a good Assassin's Creed game, and I feel like we are neck deep in this series where either that means something that you're gonna buy and play, or you're not gonna check any of that out at all.
Yeah.
The biggest thing they changed in the patch was there's like 3 or 4 different colors of chests in the world. It's like the regular ones, the red ones need lock picking, which I haven't done yet. The blue ones
Need magic.
Yeah, I wish. I think means you need to have your account hooked up to Uplay, and the gold ones were you had to use the companion app. Well, I guess everything surrounding the companion app and AC initiates is totally broken, so they just patched. We're like, yeah, now you can just open those.
Nice.
So I don't even think you really need those. They get you money, and that's about it. But you know, nothing too exciting there. Yeah, it's nice where they're just like, all right, we broke that stuff. Sorry, guys, just go crazy.
Whoops.
Yeah. So hopefully hopefully once I'm done with the order, I kind of want to just finish the order and just get that off my plate, and then I'll probably hit AC Unity up a little bit more, because I have that and I have Rogue on the 360. And I'd kind of like to, keep up with the Assassin's Creed mainline releases. So
same here.
But that's all I've been playing, so let's take a break.
Cool.
Break.
I think my wife just got home with lunch, so I'll be right back.
Chat is not working properly according to the other Jay-Z, so I don't know if there's anything you can even do about that.
I'm going to just refresh this pane, and it's...
Cool.
Twitch chat is being Twitch chat, I think.
It's also PAX weekend, so a lot of people probably streaming from there, causing issues.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right. I'm going to go get a drink. I'll be RB too.
All right, fine. I'll sit here by myself.
All right. Well, I'll be back shortly.
Whatever.
Chickens want to be free?
Oh, yeah. I just get out. Curl up in this chair.
It's Napcast.
Oh.
You look wrecked, sir.
I am.
Yeah, when I stood up to go get a glass of water here, I realized, I think I may actually be hungover from last night as well. It's a delayed effect.
Oh yeah, what I streamed today, it was clearly I was off my game. I was getting worked.
Ugh.
But no, you should see it. It's just normal computer chair. I just squeeze myself in. Let me get it in frame.
Oh, you should see the chair I sit in for this, man. It's sad.
Yeah, so this is how.
That's fantastic.
What the fuck?
Yeah, hold on. Let me back up here, show off the chair I sit in for the podcast. There's this nice wooden number here. I'm amazed it hasn't splintered underneath me already. Oh, Jesus.
I guess I can get myself into some pretty tight spaces for being as large as I am, I guess. Just... Oh. Maybe I'm sure this is some fetish or something.
Big men in chairs.
Big men in chairs.
Big men in small chairs. Ugh.
In small chairs. And just kind of...
Oh, God. Be a weird website.
Oh, I'm so tired. I did not expect last night to spin off the rails.
Yeah? Went real bad?
Not bad, just...
Or real good?
Just... God, it's like college all over again. You're just like... We're peeing in some bushes somewhere.
Oh, keeping it classy.
Oh. Yeah, it was like an impromptu like pub crawl. Like it was just dumb.
Mm.
Like I don't think any of us. I know I wasn't planning on drinking that much last night. It just kind of kept happening. You know it's bad when you've been drinking Guinness all night, then you switch to Harp because you know you're fucked up.
Oh, that's good.
Mixing black and tans in my belly.
That's generally not how you want to do that.
Oh,
jeez. Oh, hello.
Hello there.
hi.
I didn't see you there. Let me eat a little bit of lunch here.
That's sounds like a good call.
What are you eating?
Potatoes and some sort of
Arugula?
No, I'm okay. Some sort of like pepper steak thing.
Mm.
Pretty good.
Oh, I did buy that Dragon Ball Z game. I haven't played it yet.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
After the podcast last week, I got into Dragon Ball Z kick, and I started looking up those live action videos.
Oh,
yeah.
Some people are really good at this stuff. Like the live action one with Trunks and the androids is amazing, and they're doing it episodic.
Wow.
Like they're doing like the you know that one-off video that they did for Trunks, like the alternate future. It's essentially that. It's just like Gohan and Trunks fighting the whatchamacallits.
That's pretty cool.
Fight the androids.
Very nice.
And Trunks keeps asking questions about his dad, and they're like, "Well, everyone says my dad was such a dick," and they're like, "He wasn't a dick. He's just proud." And then again, little Trunks like, "What's the difference?"
Alrighty. I'll hit you up later, lunch.
Oh.
Oh, show notes.
Oh boy.
Alright.
So I'm debating on how long I'm willing to let my hair get.
As long as you can make it.
Well, I don't know. Like, the only thing I don't like about having longer hair is hat head. Like, that, because I always wear a hat, so having this, like, line, like, right there.
Yeah.
And it gets a little bushy, like, right into here. Like, my hair isn't long enough, like, to do, like, that little curl, like. But, I don't know. I think the beard's days are numbered for this year.
Oh, yeah?
It's starting to get too hot.
No, it's not starting to get too hot. I'm just, I don't know.
Not feeling it.
It's 6 of one and a half dozen another where girls like it or not. Like,
Well, yeah.
like that's where I'm kind of.
Grow a beard for you, Knobs, not for the ladies.
It's a thing. I don't know.
It's just tell them it's just your winter coat.
That's what I do.
Yeah. It's cold in the OH.
It's like, you know what? I do this every year. I was like, you know what? Well, here, I don't like walk ups like, hey, are you enjoying my 2015 depression beard?
It's a recession beard.
I'm laid off. I got a beard. I got holes in my pants. I do my dishes in the bathtub. Smoke a pound and a half of hashish a day.
2015's been rough.
And now, with my new brain.
All right.
Oh, whoever got that, I love you.
It's getting too freaking hot in here.
Must be nice.
Little cookies.
I won't share what the temperature is.
Look at him
I'd
with the
appreciate
Zach
it.
paper.
It's a heat wave here in Chicago today. It's 42.
Look,
Woo.
see it? Like, there's sunlight.
Lies.
That's weird. Yeah. Oh, wait, no. It went down to 41. My bad.
Ah.
But it get to 43 tomorrow.
Zappy.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Seriously, I went out in just a hoodie today. I was so happy.
Oh man, I had to talk to some Jehovah's Witnesses today too.
Oh man.
Bummer.
They knocked on the door, and it sparks madness in my house with the dogs. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, what are you doing for, Easter's coming up? I'm like, what?
What?
I got the plates.
Didn't even know that.
Yeah.
No, I don't care. Like, you really, you want to get into semantic started with me now? And I'm hungover and annoyed, so I was ready to have at it. You're like, we seem very on edge. We'll come back.
Please
don't. Please don't. Give me your flyer and I'll put it on my door. Get the.
All right. Let's start this second segment here.
Yes.
All right. Open up. Oh. MK9 brutalities. Sweet. All right. All right, you guys ready?
Yup.
All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week for March 9th, 2015.
Icebreaker.
Woo, Icebreaker came out. Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Rogue for the PC.
I bet that'll look real good.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will too. Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 3 for the PS4.
Just knocking these things out.
Yeah, why
in
is this episodic?
Hey man, everybody said, "Oh, I wish Resident Evil was episodic," and they're like, "1 a week? How does that work?" And we're like, "That's technically episodic, sure."
Yep,
that is.
That works fine.
They can start and finish a game before Telltale does.
Oh,
hot snap!
Shots fired.
Hey, different production pipelines. I know. It's all good.
Probably significantly different size and staff, too.
I would expect, yeah.
Yes.
I would hope so.
I would hope, yeah.
Hotline Miami 2. Wrong number for the PS4, PS3, PS Vita, and PC. That's a lot of P's.
Yeah.
Get your P's covered.
Yep.
P's and S's and C's and letters and numbers and things. Ori and the Blind Forest for XBO and PC.
That's one of 2015's Metroidvanias.
I am really glad this is coming out on PC. I thought it was XBO exclusive.
I did too, but
Ooh,
I'm just curious to see what it is.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah.
What's the worst that's going to happen? It's going to suck?
I guess.
Sure. I don't know. It's a game.
Yeah.
Codename STEAM for the Thirds.
You're a monster. Moving on to news stories. Hey, Rock Band 4 got announced. Yay!
Yeah, that's coming
out. What?
Yeah. So, it's been interesting to see Harmonix. So, first off, it's coming out in 2015.
Which is awesome.
Which is genuinely surprising. They are removing support for pro instruments, except for drums, because whatever.
Yeah.
And they're getting rid of the keytar stuff and pro guitar and bass. They're just focusing on sort of the 4 core instruments: the vocals, drums, guitar, and bass, which is great. They're saying that they're estimating 95% of the DLC from before will carry over. They have 2,100 and I think it was 60 songs.
That's a lot of
they
music.
released.
Yeah.
Right now they are confident that 360 to Xbox One and PS3 to PS4 are going to be your transfer points. So, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Someone had asked them, like, hey, what about, like, 360 to PS4? And they're like, well, the console makers control those catalogs.
Oh,
so it's basically, like, probably, let's not assume they're going to work together.
Yeah.
Which, sure, that seems fair.
Mm.
Boy, what else did they announce? They announced a ton of stuff. Oh, it's going to be the only Rock Band game for this generation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great. So it is a platform.
Yeah, they are doubling down on the platform. And they said, if we release anything else in the future, we'll just put it out as DLC. Like if we ever bring back like the Keytar stuff, it's just DLC.
Awesome.
So I think all of that is great news, and it's kind of, and they said they're trying to work with the console manufacturers to get your old instruments working with the new consoles too.
Yeah, that's great, but like even if they can't, I'm totally gonna buy me a new plastic instrument.
I need to because my guitar is kind of a little broken at the so they're working with Mad Catz again, so Mad Catz will make the controllers again, which is really good news. And Mad Catz is actually going to be publishing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a bold move for them.
They published Rock Band 3 once EA stopped publishing it. However, that deal fell through.
Very strange.
So that sounds really interesting, and Harmonix seems excited about it.
Yeah.
Which I think, to me, is personally pretty exciting. If they're coming back and saying like, well, the time is right, so let's make another Rock Band game, guys, right? Doesn't that sound fun? It's like, yeah, get it on the new consoles, get some new instruments, get back to Rock Band. It's been a while.
For sure. I would love to play some Rock Band. Like a couple weeks ago, I still got a Guitar Hero 1 guitar sitting in a box.
Oh, nice.
I thought the game was in there too for PS2. It wasn't. I was genuinely upset. Yeah.
You should be able to find a used copy of that for cheap, though.
Yeah, I know, but like I didn't want to leave the house because I'm lazy.
Oh, I was gonna say like Amazon or eBay. Like, man, let's not talk crazy. Let's stay in the house.
Yeah, bad things happen when we leave.
Yeah,
that's true.
Jeez, marquees are falling on us. Oh, it's rough. People laughing at us.
Yeah,
I wish some one of you guys were there for it because it was like a typical moment of me. Things just going crazy.
Things just going poorly.
Because I
just, oh.
The other Jay-Z in chat says, Mad Catz is making the hardware. This is really good news. It really is the future.
Yeah.
A decade ago, Mad Catz is making the hardware would be like, oh, they just lost a sale.
Well, and it's crazy because Mad Catz, all of their Rock Band equipment has been really good.
Yeah.
And their fight sticks have been really good, too.
Their sticks have been unreal.
Yeah, and it's sort of like, It is crazy. It's crazy to say like, "Yay, Mad Catz is here to save us," but instead of like, "Oh, it's a Mad Catz controller," like we're not friends anymore.
Yeah.
So Rock
it
Band 4,
it was like the bad grandma gift. Like, I got you a controller that you wanted, and it said Mad Catz. You're
just like, Grandma, come on,
just throw it against the wall. No good.
Yeah, take it back. So, Harmonix is, they've had a couple of rough years, and they've had a couple of games come out that maybe weren't the most high profile, but 2015 sounds pretty okay, because we're going to get Amplitude, which they just announced Team Battle mode for, which looks hot, and Rock Band 4 in the same year. So, thank you, Harmonix. Making me a very happy man. Also, GDC happened this past week, and stuff happened. This is the one we usually ignore because it's like, oh, it's GDC. They're talking about making games. No, not in 2015.
Nope.
Let's hit it off with Microsoft here.
Yeah.
Microsoft finally announced official cross-buy and cross-play functionality for Xbox One and Windows 10 PCs.
Ooh.
Thank you.
That's cool.
That's the obvious one. Thank you for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And piggybacking on that, they also announced a wireless controller adapter for Windows for the Xbox One. Will arrive later this year.
Fantastic.
So, also good. Hopefully it's a little better than the 360 one. That one had some problems.
I have one. I've never had an issue with it.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I have one too, and I've never had a problem with it. And then I still use the wired one, even though the dongle's still on the computer itself. Like
batteries and all that,
Yeah.
But you can use Windows 10, or you can use Xbox One controllers right now with a standard USB cable. So, nothing's stopping you now. But, that's pretty good. They also talked a little bit about a HoloLens, but nothing super firm about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's move over to surprise candidate of GDC, Valve.
Yeah.
Valve came out with, hey, here's the final version of the Steam controller. Looks pretty similar to before, but with Xbox 360 controller innards sort of thrown on the middle of it.
Yeah.
It looks weird.
It looks weird, but I kind of enjoyed using the beta one that they came out with. It just needed the stuff that they put on it. So it's coming out in November for $50. So
I don't know, but I'm just like, it looks like the handle swept the wrong way.
Yeah, kinda.
Like I don't know. I'd be curious to get my hands on one, see what's up.
Yeah, I really liked getting my hands on the previous one. I'm very curious to see what this one's gonna be like, especially since they removed the touchpad in the middle. I think that was a pretty good choice. So
Yeah.
here's hoping. And at the very least, nearly every game on Steam is going to support it. So
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Also coming in November are Valve's Steam machines. So there's a Steam machine webpage on steampowered.com now with there's like 10 to 15 Steam machines that are all kind of listed on there from, Alienware and Falcon Northwest and, Asus and all the regular candidates.
Yeah.
Basically console-sized computers that run
Which is cool.
the Steam OS.
Yeah.
Prices seem pretty fair. You can get a Falcon Northwest one for $5,000 if you're crazy. You can get an Asus one for $900. That seems to be a pretty good machine. So
Yeah.
seems like they went the right way and they have options all across the board for these guys. And then they also announced Steam Link, which is a $50 in-house streaming box. Basically the PlayStation TV.
Oh, nice.
Comes with, there's 3 USB ports, an HDMI port, and a power port, and a network port.
Very cool.
And then this will be the thing that I'm purchasing to plug into my TV, because it just fires up Steam OS and just streams from your gaming PC you have somewhere else in your house.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The other GZ in chat says, it's crazy to say, but I'm due for an upgrade and I'm considering a Steam machine as my new rig. Why not? They're pretty good machines and someone already built it for you. You don't have to worry about all that. And a lot of those cases look pretty okay. And they look like a pretty good size to fit under your TV. So, Valve seems to be making a lot of good choices there, and so are a lot of the PC manufacturers. So I kind of like that. I kind of like all that.
I love the idea of the Steam Link.
Yes.
Just because, having to build your own whole home theater PC for just streaming games is sort of overkill.
Mm-hmm.
You'd still have to you're still ostensibly spending $200-300.
Yeah.
What effectively is a glorified Chromecast.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
Delicious water.
Yeah.
All right. The other thing they announced was Source Engine 2.
Yes, they did. I forgot about that.
Did not realize when Source 1 was made in 2004.
Yep.
That engine is 11 years old.
That's crazy. It's crazy old for an engine that's still in use.
The other crazy thing is it's totally free for everybody.
Yeah.
Unlike some of the other engines that have gone live this week, it seems to be free for real for everybody.
Cool.
They also they announced so much stuff. They paired with HTC to announce the Vive, which is their VR headset.
Not sure how to pronounce that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that one. The other pronunciation sounds like something different. That seems really interesting, but that seems kind of early days. Apparently the tech demos were pretty cool, but the thing that they also have Steam VR controllers, which look really weird. Apparently those are sort of three-dimensional sensing controllers. You hold one in each hand. Looks a lot like PlayStation Move.
Or no, the whatchamacallit, the Project Morpheus that they're working on.
Yeah, well, that's Sony's thing. But they also announced something that called Lighthouse, which they call them room-scale absolute tracking sensors. Which are apparently really, really, really tiny. So they're saying that they're tiny enough you can put them in TVs, phones, controllers, and stuff like that. They said that's the reason why it took them so long to work on this VR tech, is because they were trying to figure out how do you do the head tracking, the motion tracking stuff, without having to put a whole bunch of stuff in like the face part of the headset.
Yeah.
So not a ton of stuff about that. More sort of like, hey, we're working with HTC, and we got this VR thing, so that's cool, right, guys? It's sort of like, yeah, that is pretty cool. And Sony did, Knobs is right, Sony did show some Project Morpheus stuff. Not a lot of stuff that I saw, outside of the closed door stuff. A lot of people saying like, yeah, that still looks really cool, works really well. And I think the rumor was it's coming out next year. Maybe. So I don't know if there's a release date for the Valve VR stuff. I didn't see one. But there's gonna be a really interesting and surprisingly fast-paced race for VR here.
I mean, you've got three major players coming to a head all roughly at the same time here.
Well, and all three of them are huge. You have Well, it's actually maybe technically four, depending on what Microsoft does with HoloLens.
Yeah.
You have Sony with Project Morpheus. You have HTC and Valve with Vive. And then you have Facebook with Oculus.
Yeah.
So, you have four really huge companies that are all ready to throw money at the next big thing.
Well, so I don't know if I count HoloLens in that, because it's really more of an AR. It's an augmented reality rather than virtual reality, which honestly, to me, is a little more interesting.
I like that the HoloLens thing more than anything else.
Yeah,
as I feel like the VR thing, I think they missed their window when they really had everyone's attention. There was a time there when that was all anyone was talking about, and then nothing for 20 years or something.
Yeah.
That was big in the 90s. They were pushing VR stuff, and it never happened. I wanted my Lawnmower Man bodysuit.
Yeah.
Come on.
Don't we all?
Yep.
Yeah, so 2015 and 2016 are going to be pretty interesting for that fight.
Yeah.
September 1st, 2015 is going to be very interesting. That's when Metal Gear Solid 5 comes out.
Yeah.
So,
that is the day after PAX Prime. That's going to be a real good weekend.
I need to figure out some way to not get spoiled about this game. Thankfully, launches worldwide on the same day, so hopefully spoilers will be... I can avoid the internet until I kind of poop sock my way through that thing.
Yeah.
If Konami's listening, please list the collector's edition in the US. I really need to buy that.
And that console.
I would also like that console, but it's a little more expensive. But I think that console is really hot looking.
Oh yeah, red.
Yeah, that red and the black. But I don't require that as much as I require the half-size replica of Venom Snake's hand.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh god. I saw that and I was immediately just like, yeah, I need that in my life.
Have you seen the Japanese one, the full-size replica?
No.
Yeah.
Is it hot?
Yeah. They posted some pictures of it holding a DualShock 4, and I was just like,
awesome. It's like, oh, that's what I want to do with mine.
Yeah. That is one of my most hyped games for this year, and I sincerely hope it turns out really good.
Me too. I feel like I might even play some Ground Zeroes tonight just to pump that hype up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, it's so good.
Next news story here is NVIDIA is coming out with a Shield home game console.
That's weird.
Yeah, a little bit. Kind of going the non-Steam machine way. But they also announced that they're doing a 1080p 60 frames per second streaming service alongside that. Kind of also going the opposite way.
Yeah.
Good luck.
If they can make it work, great. But that seems like a very strange thing. They're saying, it's got AAA titles you play in a minute. It's got, they have a, say, quote, "We have a fairly good internet connection. I can get a response from the computer based in Oregon in 150 milliseconds. That's half the blink of an eye." It's like,
yeah, but that's not great, guys.
yeah, like, that's okay, but, it's curious to see what they're going to do. I don't think the idea of them coming out with basically a Shield version of a Steam machine is a bad idea.
No, not at all.
But I don't know if it's really necessary if Steam machines and Steam OS picks up. Because then you just have Steam in your living room, and that's where all your games are already. Like, who cares about streaming? I have 485 games in my Steam library. Like, I don't need to stream them. I'll stream them from my computer upstairs that has a pretty okay video card.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if they support, like, the Steam or Steam Link or anything. That'd be nice. But it's all Android-based, so probably not, huh?
Probably not, no.
Yeah. Well,
unless someone, like, roots it and just puts Steam OS on it.
Yeah, it's got a Linux kernel on it, so...
That cat, dude.
Just hear him licking himself. Alright, next news story. The Unreal Tournament pre-alpha is out now, and it's free. And they're talking about making Unreal Tournament kind of free forever now.
So, like, Quake Live style?
Basically, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Because it already has a really strong focus on community support. So why not just make that free? They also dropped the subscription cost for the Unreal Engine for developers. They kept the clause, so everybody said, Unreal Engine is free now. It is not. If you make more than $3,000 per project, you have to pay Epic a 5% share of all revenues.
Yeah.
Which, that's pretty low. That's pretty fair. It's a pretty fair number.
But it's something you need to be aware of.
Yeah, you can't just go make a game in Unreal and then not expect a check. I should say. But still, that seems really fair. 5% of revenues seems, a lot of companies take 30.
Yeah.
So 5 seems pretty okay. And there's also an announcement where Unity 5 is out now.
Yeah.
But I know virtually nothing about it, and I went to go look for some news stories and couldn't find any. So, hey, that's out too. GDC,
Yay.
Engines, SpeedTree, whatever.
Woo!
That's all of our news stories, so let's move over to tweets, which we don't have any. Move over to emails. Kevin C. writes in and says, hey guys, I'm having the same issue many others have had with finding a game I can play with my girlfriend on the PS3. She's not a big gamer, but does like to play a few games. For a couple of years now, we've been playing Risk Factions, and we love it, because that game is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
But we'd like to try something else. We got into Diablo for a while, but the grinding got dull. She just doesn't like first-person shooters. You guys got any ideas? Thanks, love the show.
Ooh.
Boy. PS3 is going to be kind of harder. That was not my console of the 7th gen.
Yeah. Doesn't like first person, so that excludes a good chunk.
Yeah.
I would say...
I'm trying to think of really good downloadable games.
Yeah. Well, let's look what they've given away on PlayStation Plus here. I bet there's some good ones there.
Like shooters. I don't know. Like, doesn't like first-person shooters, or just shooters in general?
He just said first-person shooters, so...
So you got your Gears?
Yeah.
Yeah, but for PS3.
Little Big Planet, I've always found. Me and my wife played a bunch of that way back when.
And you get to make stuff, too. That's always fun.
Yeah, it's really cool. The Telltale games, if she's into, like, there's so many of those. You don't even have to really play those together. It can be sort of like a, you play and she can, like, watch and, like, help make the decisions.
Yeah, one of you plays, the other one watches the movie, basically.
My brother-in-law and sister-in-law do that. Like, she doesn't like playing games, but she gets hooked into the story. I'm trying to think of some other stuff. I don't know how she feels about racing, but, like, Wipeout's always great.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good time with Wipeout.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, I'm unfortunately kind of drawing a blank here. I never played that much on PS3. Does Oh, I think there's a multiplayer or co-op in Super Stardust HD.
Oh,
I think
okay.
they added that later, or it was like a $5 add-on or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. That game is great. And
Uh,
play more Risk Factions. Game's super.
Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light. You've
that
praised
game is
the
so
couch
good.
co-op on that.
Yeah, that's a
That's
perfect
another great one.
Third person, a little bit of fighting, a little bit of puzzling. It really balances it well.
Yeah. If you like side scrollers, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game.
That's good beat 'em up.
That one's pretty tough, though.
It's tough, but it's still
very
a lot
difficult.
of fun. Yeah.
It is fun, yeah. As long as you don't worry too much about frustrations.
Yeah. I will always plug the D&D arcade games, the Chronicles of Mystara,
Yeah.
because those are a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure there's some Gauntlet clones out there you could play.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there you go. That's a pretty good list
And,
of stuff for you.
it's on everything. It is co-op. Splunky's always fun.
That's true. If you wanna hate yourself. You
And
have
each
Splunky.
other. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on to next email. Dave C. writes in, "Hi, Boston Knobs and Hannah."
Hi.
Hello. I just finished watching podcast 384, and I have to say glib doesn't mean what you think it means, but that's okay. It makes the title better. It doesn't, but it does make the title better. I'm what you would call a late adopter. I got my second home gaming console, a PS3, in 2010. The first was Pong. So, welcome. Things have changed. I generally buy my games after the prices drop to $25 or less. Also a very good call.
Good rule of thumb.
I know you guys are early adopters, so my question is, have you guys ever really regretted getting that new shiny thing or looked back and said, wish I waited a while for that?
Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, that's mine every time.
I felt like that for the PS3. Like if for my personal console choice, I got that real early on, and there weren't enough games on that platform that I was really looking forward to. So it was kind of the machine I played Persona 4 on for a long time.
I would say after the first 3 months, I regretted my day one PSP purchase.
Yes.
And then
me too.
Shortly thereafter, once they cracked that thing wide open and you could put whatever you wanted on it, I no longer regretted that purchase because it's the perfect little portable gaming machine if you want to do that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anything for you, Knobs, that you can think of off the...
Anything that I regret...
Guilty Urasuka.
Oh.
Nobody here bought an N-Gauge?
No. Never bought a Game.com.
Oh.
No. Oh, man. Guilty Gear Isuka is really up there. As far as hardware...
Yeah, have you bought any consoles where you're just like, man, this thing sucks?
No.
Yeah.
I can't think. I got the PS3. That was a gift, and my first PSP was a gift. I've spent so much time with the Vita that I can't say that was been disappointing the least.
Yeah,
I would never say that about that wonderful, wonderful machine.
Yeah. I don't know. Like mine's more stupid tech stuff, like that stupid 7-inch tablet. Like it worked great for a month, and now it's a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another one. I just got a new golf watch. It doesn't work as cool as the one that I already had, which really makes me upset. And it was like $200 more.
Ooh,
that's
a
bummer.
bummer.
Yeah, I dropped $4 bills on a watch, and I am not happy about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be either. Jeez.
It does some cool stuff, but it doesn't collate the information as well as the Motorola Active did. It just,
I like data. I want spreadsheets and stuff.
Well, that's the things that it shines for. Like, I'd go website and see my round, on Google Maps, and analyze it.
That's super cool.
And this one has a swing tempo meter in it that doesn't quite work right, and it's your blind shots, and it gives you a little display of the course, but that's input isn't quite as accurate as you would like if you want to move the line and stuff, and
lame.
It's just it's not there because it's golfer stuff.
I'll say my first foray into 4G phones. The phone itself was really good. I got the HTC Evo 4G when it first came out.
Yeah.
But that came out for Sprint, and Sprint's 4G technology at the time was hot garbage.
Yeah.
It was sort of fast, but like there was dead zones all over the place, and turning 4G on that phone was basically putting an hour and a half timer on that battery.
Yeah.
It was just like, all right, we're gonna burn through this bad boy.
Well, yeah, I'm saying the same thing on the phones. I got that LG Revolution, and it was great until like I had an accident with it, and I got the new one back, which ended up being a refurb, and that thing just was a mess, an absolute mess after that. Well, I couldn't be happier with my HTC M8. That is the best phone I have ever owned.
Nice.
It's a hot phone.
That thing is unreal.
David continues here in his email. He says, on the flip side, have you ever gotten the new thing that you regretted almost as soon as you got it, but later on said, yeah, that was a great decision I made?
PSP.
I was going to say, for me, PSP. Oh, Knobs is holding up his Surface Pro 3.
Yeah.
For me, for the PSP, I feel like that was a console that developers never gave up on.
Yeah.
And like you were getting amazing games from Square. You got so many great SRPGs. You got a lot of cool, like, smaller games that came out for it. And by the end of that thing's life cycle, it was sort of like, all right, you had a pretty good collection of good games. And like, it wasn't any one game that you needed to get a PSP for, but sort of overall, it was pretty good.
Yeah, you did. Luminous. Where else were you going to play that game?
That was a launch title, so, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that was the launch title.
The first and last PSP game.
That was the game. Like, I was staunch against. It was like, Sony handheld. That's just silly. Nobody wants that. And then the guy I was working with had pre-ordered his at the store I was working at, and like loaded that up, and was like, dude, you need to play this.
Yep.
I don't know if you understand the hotness that this is.
That's what Boston did to me. He's like, I came over and he's like, here.
Because I bought, I didn't get in like the first pre-order wave, but I got in the second one where you had to get like 4 games with it. I spent like $400 on this huge bundle. And I got like a Guilty Gear game, I got the Darkstalkers game, I got 3 other games other than Luminous, and like the last one I put in was Luminous. I was like, please be good. And like 3 hours later, I was just like, what happened? And I was just I was like, oh man, Knobs needs to play this.
Well, it was like he didn't even describe it to me. He's like, no, just you'll figure it out. Just here, hold this. It was the first time I held that.
Just
like,
match colors.
The PSP 1 was just
that PSP 1000
was just it was like every bit as satisfying as holding that Vita for the first time. Like this feels like legitimate hardware.
They know how to make that first impression. You know, it has this hardware that's solid. They have this screen that's amazing. The sound is great. You know, it feels good in your hands. The PSP did that. The PSP 1000 did that. And then the Vita 1000 did that as well, where you hold it and you're like, yes, okay, money. This thing costs money and it looks good.
It feels like it was actually like a constructed piece of hardware. Like it just it has this weird. It doesn't feel plastic. Doesn't feel like a toy.
It doesn't feel like bendy like some handhelds can.
Well, and that's what
like the 3000 does.
Yeah.
That 3000 is light as a feather, man. You could throw that like a frisbee.
It's bad.
I mean, the same thing. Like I like playing the DS. Like I always felt like I was gonna break this thing.
Yeah.
I did break mine.
Yeah.
I did too.
So you know how I have a pretty deft hand when it comes to typing. I had the DS Lite, the first run of those. I had been pressing the X button so hard on that, I actually created microfractures in the circuit board underneath it. So if I pressed it, it got to a point if I pressed it hard enough, it was so close to the power button, I could turn it off by pressing the X button too hard.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
All right, that's all of our emails and tweets this week. Thank you very much for listening. As always, you can visit us at tvgp.tv, email us tvgpfans@gmail.com, and tweet us at tvgp.
And don't forget to join the forums. Please mark yourselves on the map. Join us for our plethora of game nights. Monday night, Battlefield 4, and Friday night. Usually we get a good crowd. Wednesday night is PS4 game night, and
Yep.
Thursday night Steam game night.
And
Yep.
Tuesdays is Destiny.
We'll
Yep,
shoot
me
you an
and-
invite.
Yeah, me and Boston will be on. So if you want to play some Destiny Tuesday night, do the Heroic and the
Hit us
Nightfall,
up.
we'll be on. Current TVGP Game Club vote thread is open until 5:24 p.m. on the day this comes out.
Nice.
So on Monday, March 9th, we will know our winner. We had a tie for 2 of the games up until I just checked it now. We have a leader. I'm not going to reveal which.
I want to go see if it's the one I voted for.
But the current games up for vote and the current people up for vote, we've got Nintendork 327 suggestion Super Metroid. We've got Old Emu's suggestion The Last of Us, and we've got Lance Freeman's suggestion Deadpool. So whichever one of those you want to vote for, hit up the forums. You will have to have an account. It is a embedded poll in the forums, just to avoid repeat voting and stuff that can happen with the Google spreadsheet stuff. It's really easy to manipulate that. So tying it to the forums seemed like a good choice, but unfortunately, it's not viewable on mobile.
Oh,
So
nice.
if you've been looking at that thread and been wondering how to vote, visit it on your PC or your
Sorry about
browser.
that. Did not know.
Yeah, my bad.
I also really like the one that's leading. Wink.
Wink, wink.
And don't forget you can watch this show live, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network. Thank you very much for listening. We always appreciate it. And we'll see you next week.
Laters.
Peace.
I only have one title, Muffins Sprinkled with Sadness.
That's a pretty good one. All right, I got a small selection here, and as usual, the other Jay-Z has provided a. Wow, that's a long one this week, man.
Okay. let's cherry pick his ones because I'm running out of time here.
All right, I got a few here. Got that swoop, son. Comb my quaff. Every elevator took me down. The shotgun shoots muffins. Non-lethal ordnance. 5-hour fight session. I don't know what they're fighting against. Dudes with shotguns. That's a lot of peas. And welcome, things have changed. So the other Jay-Z, we got a few here. We've got Sorry I Got Married. Shotgun of Muffins and Sadness. Harvesting the Pockets of Children. Okay.
I don't remember that one.
Ground Round Pit Fighter. Every Hostage You Save. The Glowy Face Bits. Okay. But honey, it's the Icebreaker. The Room of Injustice. The Order 1.886 out of 10.
Ouch.
Too Busy for Tesla. Shooting Off the Rooftop. The Prettiest Pile of Garbage. Drums Because Whatever. Grandma Gift Hardware. Totally Free Engines. A bunch of stuff in the face part. Half the Blink of an Eye. My girlfriend doesn't like grinding. First and last PSP game.
It didn't even cross my mind.
And the hotness that this is.
I still like Muffins Sprinkled with Sadness.
Muffins Sprinkled with Sadness is a
Ground
solid.
Round Pit Fighter.
Ground Round Pit Fighter is pretty good too.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm good with either.
I'm leaning more towards the Muffins.
Okay.
I just think it sounds funnier.
Yeah.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 385 for March 9th, 2015. Muffins Sprinkled with Sadness.
Squeak.
Topped with tears.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Pup will be airing live in an hour, so come back. The show should be good.
Please come back.
Please come back. All right, bye, everyone.